guess it was about a month ago that I tried out the Boss DS-1 live in a video, and truth be told, I didn't quite get on with it. Yes, I know it's a classic pedal, but I wasn't getting those nostalgic tones, those nostalgic rock distortion tones that I thought I'd get from a Boss DS-1. The video actually ended up doing pretty well, and I loved reading a load of your comments about the Boss DS-1. There's clearly still a lot of love for that pedal, but above all, the comment that I got the most was, you need to try the Boss DS-2 instead, the Turbo Distortion. So spoiler alert, I did actually end up selling that Boss DS-1. Luckily for me, it was a kind of an old, nice Japanese one, so I had a little bit of money, and I thought I'd try out what you guys suggested and sink my teeth into a Boss DS-2. As you can see, it's not in the best shape, this one. It's missing a knob, but it works perfectly. And I actually got this for £35, which is ridiculous to me. I'm not sure I've ever bought a pedal for that cheap. I have had a bit of time with it before recording this video, and I have to say, things are different with the DS-2. This is a cool pedal. Maybe this is the best distortion pedal you can buy for like under $50. But without further ado, let's get some tones. Heritage H150 like last time, although this time we are going to go into my Victory V40 Duchess. A lot of you said last time that it really needs to go into a cleaner amp, so that's what we're doing. And speaking of which, this is my clean sound. So DS2, let's bang everything up at 12 o'clock. The turbo mode is in position 1 at the moment, which I think is off. Let's see how this sounds. For me, that is already a million times better than that DS-1. From what I remember of the DS-1, it had all that buzzy Venus top end. It felt like you had to keep the tone all the way rolled down pretty much to get a not harsh sound. This, you know, we have the tone straight up in the middle, and, you know, I could go higher. I could get a bit more brightness out of that. Whack up the tone to match the level, and let's do the distortion as well. Let's get a bit more of everything. A lot of fun. Boss really got it right the second time around. It's lively, it's characterful, it's not exactly a polished tone, I would say. It's still very raw and kind of a bit all over the place, but for me that's all good. Now let's whack on this turbo mode. Now, I've had a little bit of a play with it, and for me when I whack on this turbo mode, it's instant nostalgia. It's what I thought the DS-1 would sound like. It's like all those 90s and records that I used to listen to, you know, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nirvana, all day long. turbo mode literally is like they've taken a frequency spectrum and just bumped up a really thin spike of mids. It really gets you in the ears. It probably is quite fatiguing after a while just hearing that frequency constantly, but I guess for a mix it's going to be awesome, just for rocking out for lead stuff. It's a fun pedal. This is a fun distortion pedal. I'm not usually one to go for distortion as a sound in general. Now let's try out a few more settings like we did with the DS1 last time. I'm interested to hear what it sounds like with the drive turned a bit down, but I've also heard that the setting that you want to use on a DS2 is everything cranked all the way up. So we'll do that last. But first, let's try the drive turned down a little bit. Working for me with the gain turned down. I mean, I guess nobody buys a pedal called Turbo Distortion to use as a low gain drive pedal. Let's crank everything up a bit again. Let's keep the turbo mode off. I'm actually enjoying the turbo mode off for probably more everyday use, and then the turbo mode on just for insanity, really, mainly for the lead stuff. Got a lot of low end though. That would have to be sorted out in the amp or maybe with an EQ pedal. That low end is almost Big Muff territory. It's that huge wall of sound, Big Muffy stuff. While that's a cool thick sound, that's going to get absolutely lost in a band mix. A bit like, in my opinion, Big Muffs do, with certain exceptions. Let's crank the tone up again, just see if we can bring back some of that presence. Turned all the way up does sound cool, sounds alright. I do prefer everything in at about 1 or 2 o'clock with the turbo mode on and off depending on what I want. For me, this is sort of the distortion sound of my childhood, which is why I can't stop playing it if you hadn't noticed. This is giving me everything that the Boss DS1 wasn't giving me. Cracking pedal. I mean, and if you can pick one up for 35 quid, why wouldn't you? Even if it's just an afternoon of fun for you and then it goes sits on a shelf, is that worth the 35 quid? I would probably say yeah. It's got attitude, it's got rawness, it's got character. It's not exactly refined like a load of the other more modern boutique distortions and drives that come out and that we love, but this is all the better for it. Thanks guys for checking out the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and maybe check out some more, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.